What inspires you to do this? To wake up every day and do this?
Family. Oh, the dead homie.
Whatever you're going through right now, I promise you, what we're finna get right now in this conversation, you may not be complaining about it no more. I want to welcome our guest, Miss Tawanna Feilds. Did I say that right?
Yes.
How you doing today?
I'm great.
You doing great? That's great. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with a soldier. I'm a veteran. Okay? So, all my veterans, make sure you show us some love. All right? Can you tell them about the many things that you have going on, and then we'll get into the backstory.
Oh, gosh, where you want to start?
Out the trunk.
So at 18 years old,
Okay.
I moved to Dallas with $200 to my name. And I had worked at Brahms from my freshman year to my senior year. And I was the head leader. I had keys to the store. I opened, closed the store. And every time they gave me a raise, it was like 50 cents. I said, but you're telling me I'm doing so great. And so then they moved it up to 75 cents. And I'm like, that's the taxes. And then they moved it up to $1, and they said, that's the last raise you'll get.
Whoa! Wait a minute. What did that feel like when they told you the dollar was it? The cap.
Is it.
That was the cap.
Yeah, it was the cap.
So no matter how hard you put in the work to constantly give this energy to keep the business rolling, they only valued at a certain rate.
That's it. And
So
I worked on my days off. I worked other people's days, and I missed prom, all kinds of stuff.
yeah, I miss prom too. Let's start there. All right.
So I was born in Memphis, Texas, Hall County,
Okay.
not Tennessee, Texas.
Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we moved to Amarillo, and that's where it all started.
What was your thought process when you decided to say, you know what, I need something new? Like, this isn't for me.
Well, I was getting ready to graduate high school,
Okay.
and my dad would always say, T, you're going to have to work for yourself.
Hmm.
Because I'm just blunt. I say what I want, and I do what I want. And I did stay in trouble at Brahms, because
Okay.
if it just didn't make sense, it just didn't make sense.
Right.
So then I go to my brother's house, and then I get a phone call probably like 3 or 4 days later. I worked Hurricane Katrina. I had a cleanup crew there for like 4 years. That was part of all the money I took as well.
Wow.
And one of the guys that I worked with, he says, Tawanna, you can make a lot of money if you get some dump trucks. And I said, Trevor, I have no money. I mean, not one red penny. He said, Tawanna, what's wrong? But he didn't know what happened. So he's like, what is wrong with you? You don't even talk like that. He said, call me when you get right. And I never did, right? So he calls me like 2 days later. And he said, you have your mind right now? And he said, Tawanna, I really need you to get this dump truck. They're making a lot of money down there.
Right.
You really need to get there. And I said, once again, I don't have the money.
That's what we say.
And he said, Tawanna, you don't talk like that. He said, well, I need you to go out to South Lake, and I need you to talk to Seth, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I don't even have gas money to get to South Lake right now. He said, well, you better borrow the money and get to South Lake.
That's when that pride kicks in, that pride.
So I asked my brother for $20, and I went ahead and called Seth and said, hey, I want to come see you. He says, I've been waiting on your call. So I drive out to South Lake, we sit down, we talk, and I said, Seth, I don't have the money right now to do the dump truck business. He said, that's the reason I'm calling you. I'm going to front you 11 dump trucks.
What?
And he said, what you're going to do is get a women's minority grant and pay me my money back. And I'm looking at, he said, I'm going to give you the grant writer, and you're going to call her, and she's going to write the grant, and you're going to get the money. I said, yeah, all right. I said, just do what I say. So he gives me the number. I call her up, and I say, hey, Seth told me to give you a call. She says, yes. She said, can you meet me at the Starbucks in Highland Park? And I said, yes, ma'am. So I go over to Highland Park. I meet with her, and she says, well, I need $5,000 to start. I said, well, I don't have $5,000. I said, my name is good in the city. I said, I promise you I won't mess over you. And she's like, no, I've been down that road.
Hey.
She said, this conversation is over with. Because she wanted 10, but she wanted 5 up front.
Right.
And I said, okay. So I leave. So the next morning she calls me and she says, hey, can you meet me at Starbucks again? I said, but I don't have $5,000 a day. And she says, just meet me. So I go to Starbucks and meet her, and she says, okay, I'm going to give you this chance. And you know what's going to happen if you mess me over. And I said, yes. And I said, matter of fact, if you give me the money, then I'll pay you 25%.
Ooh.
Of the she was giving me a $500,000.
Right.
Yeah. So she writes the grant, and I get $500,000. And that's how I started TNF Trucking, and then I paid Seth his money back, and so.
Listen, for y'all that's complaining right now
Yeah.
about what you don't have, what you ain't got, listen, y'all just here now. I mean, y'all get this book too. Y'all get some real thoughts right now, because I'm about to drop some tea. I take shades though. I know all this good stuff, but this shades right now.
And so that's how I started TNF Trucking. $20. So I spent $150 on food.
So in the best.
I would go out every morning at 10 o'clock. All these dealerships on I-20, I was there. And everyone that I went in, they said no, no, no. So on the 5th day, I walked in the Kia dealership, and the GM met me at the door. And he said, you come here every day, little lady, and you don't sell not one plate. And I laughed. And I said, but you know what? One day I'm going to sell a plate here.
Yeah.
And he said, what do you have today? And I said, I have chicken tetrazzini, green beans and corn, chocolate cake, and a roll. He said, I'm going to buy this plate, and if it's not good, I don't want you back on the lot. I said, yes, sir. So he gets the plate. He said, oh, this tastes like my grandma's. Your grandma made it? And I was like, no. He said, your mama made it? Because I'm only 18.
Right.
And I said, no. He said, look, you ain't got to lie to me. I'm about to play. I said, no, I cooked it. And my cousin was like, yeah, she really cooked the food this morning. And so there was a lady from the Dallas police there.
Right.
And she said, I want one of those plates. I said, okay. So she said, oh, I like this chicken tetrazzini. She said, you know what? I have a job for you. And I kind of rolled my eyes in the back of my head because I didn't want a job.
Right.
She said, can you cook for 250 people? And I just blurted out, yes. I never cooked for 250 people. But let's see where this is going to go, right?
Let's go.
And so the GM asked me, he said, how many plates you have? So we had like 64 plates that day. So he said, I'm going to buy all of them. And he said, I'm going to let my sales team, automotive, I'm going to let everyone try this. And then I'm going to give you my Saturday lunches, which is for 30 people. And our budget is $300. Well, back then, that's a lot of money.
I mean,
You can work with that.
300, you might get a leg of thought.
No, you can make it work on a boxer, right?
Okay.
And so the lady from the Dallas Police Department, she says, my caterer just canceled when you came in the door. I said, whoa, let me be honest.
Wow.
I said, all the money I have to my name is what he's about to give me. I said, I would love to own my own catering company one day. And she said, can you cook for 250 people? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, here's my card. Come see me. I should be out here about 3 o'clock. I said, yes, ma'am. So we go down to the police station. We just sitting there waiting.
Right. I ain't going nowhere until you get up.
And so the GM, he said, Betty, I'm just going to give you these Saturday lunches. You need to be here every Saturday at 11 o'clock. And if you're late, the deal is off. He said, I'm going to tell everyone on I-20 about you and your plate lunches. I said, okay. And so we go to the police station, sitting there. I said, I'm here to see Miss Jackson. They say she's not here yet. So we sit in the lobby, Dallas Police Department. And so she finally comes and she says, I knew you were going to show up. So we go in the office. Remind you, I told you about my wrist tape.
Yeah. Hey. Hey,
I don't know where it's going to lead me at this time, but this is what we got to do. And so we go in her office and she says, you know, my caterer canceled. And I liked your personality and I liked how you interacted with the guy at the dealership. And she said, I want to give you this opportunity. It's a retirement party for a police officer.
Come on.
I said, okay. She said, I definitely want that chicken tetrazzini. She said, I'm going to give you a list what the caterer is supposed to fix. And tell me if you can do it. So I saw the list. I said, yeah. But I've never done catering. I've never carved. I've never done. I mean, my mom has 14 brothers and sisters, and we have like 102 grandkids. So, and grandkids. Yeah, so we have a big family. But I never cooked for 250 people. And so I'm saying to myself, now, how am I going to buy all this stuff? I said, you do know, all the money I have to my name is what he gave me. I said, I don't have chafing dishes right now.
Right. You got stuff to cook with, eating with.
I did all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And she said, Tawanna, I'm going to write you a check for $2,500 today. I said, you going to write me a check for $2,500? I never had $2,500 at one time, you know.
Wow.
Because when I was working at Brahms, I was just
Yeah,
shopping
they
and
only
doing
stopped
my
you.
thing.
They capped you at $1.
Well, you know, I was just shopping and doing my thing, you know, so
Right.
I wasn't saving money like that.
Yeah. Financialist. We don't learn until later.
So she said, I'm going to write you this check. She said, you messed this up. We'll never talk again. I said, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, no, the Dallas Police Department.
Yeah, they gonna find you.
So I leave out and I said, oh my gosh, Margie, I got to make this right. So I go to my aunt in Oak Cliff and I said, I need to borrow your kitchen because she has an indoor, outdoor kitchen. Huge.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm going to borrow Margie's kitchen too. And so I just prayed to God and said, just get me through this. And I was carving pineapples and watermelons and cooking all this food, doing all of this. And so I do this catering like that next Friday. And I do the setup and everything. Now I only had $16 left out of that $2,500.
Oh, wow.
But I was cool with it because it was an opportunity.
Come on, man. Come on.
And I was all bets on me.
Come on, man. I'm gonna bet on myself.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And so I do the catering. Everyone says, oh, the food is great. There was no food left. And they liked the presentation. They was coming back for seconds. But Miss Jackson at the end came to me and she says, I need to see you Monday morning in my office, like stern. And I started to cry because I'm 18 years old.
It was a bad
And I'm
thing.
like, how am I going to come with $2,500? I'm not selling plate lunches like that. And my parents was upset because I didn't go to college. So I couldn't get money from them.
Right.
And so I go out and cry and sell plate lunches over the weekend, but I don't have $2,500. So Monday morning come, I get to the police station at 6 o'clock in the morning, crying and praying. I said, God, you know, it was not my intentions to mess this up. And Marty said, I don't know what her problem is. Everyone else loved it. So the sun comes up, I go in, and I tell my man from Miss Jackson, they say she's not in yet. And probably like 30 minutes later, she comes to the door, she stopped me right there with you, real stern. And I didn't want to start crying again and mess up my makeup.
Right.
And so she comes back out and she says, good morning, Tawanna, how was your weekend?
With the soft voice, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, well, she said, come on. So I go in her office and she has this huge basket on her desk. And she said, this is for you. I said, you're kidding me. I said, I thought I messed this up. She says, no, I had to get you ready for this cruel world that you're about to go into. And I had to get feedback, honest feedback from people before I could report to you.
Wow.
And I said, okay. So I was just crying. And she says, but I do want you to go get certified. I want you to get this business set up. And the apron had Tawanna's on it. And then I just added creations with a K. Creations and more catering to it. So I go out in this cruel world. Well, she hands me an envelope. And I was going to wait till I got in the car to open it. And she says, no.
You need
I
to
want
see
you to
this
open
right
it
now.
So I open it, and there was a check in there for $5,000.
Double what you got. Left with $16. Like this how I'm really done. I'm soaking the game. Man, this I don't got no left. I ain't got nothing to put out. Right?
Right.
And many of these people watching ain't got nothing to put out.
Right.
But to hear what you continuously at 18.
18. And so I go out in this cruel world because she wanted me to go get certified and get my food handlers permit and all that. So I go out in this cruel world and I go to black-owned restaurants and ask a lot of black people how to do X, Y, and Z. And they said, no, why would I
tell you that? Come on.
And I'm like, you know, as big as Dallas is, why in the world she wouldn't tell me that? So I go back and I pray to God. I say, just keep me on the right track. And when I get to where I need to be,
come on now.
I'm going to bless your people.
Come on now.
And so the last 15 years, I've been able to do that. And so I have this entrepreneur brunch that I do every year. And I let people come and ask me any kind of questions.
Right.
I'll show them how I got the money, what I do. Yeah.
Before we, because I want to ask some things off camera, real quick, right? But when you meet other entrepreneurs or people that are at that stage of their transition in life, what is that? And tell it to that camera. What do you tell that person when they're at that moment of transition?
Well, first I like to see where their mindset is. I like to see if they're serious, because I don't like to waste my time, right? And so I need to see where your mindset is, like right now.
Right.
And what are you doing? And are you keep on going, and it's red, right? And so those are the people that I rely on.
Cool.
And I'm able to teach and show them. Today, and then when I went through all of that, I understand why he did it. Because he made me a better, stronger, wiser business owner. From where I am today to run 127 employees, I wasn't that woman. I wouldn't be able to do 8 companies and be over 127 people. I wasn't strong enough. No.
Ooh, that's a...
Yeah. So he got me ready for this other world that he created for me. Like I said, I only wanted to do 2, and now I'm up to 8. It might be more than that.
You're not finna stop there, because what I'm hearing is continuation of greatness. Can you guys pass me a pen back there, please? Somebody pass me a pen.
I don't know, but it's whatever he wants. It's whatever God has in store for me.
But you keep going.
I'll keep going.
And keep going.
Well, I haven't added anything. I mean, I keep adding vehicles to Black Diamond, but
it's like wash and rinse and repeat. You guys get this book. We just don't want to take too much time. I just want to.
Yeah, and you know what? I never wanted to write a book.
But that's the she's taking it right out, man. No,
my mentor was like,
she's gonna sign this book for me right now.
My mentor was like, Tawanna, you need to write a book, and I'm like, no. If they want to hear the story, then they come and hear the story. But I'm not gonna write a book. And
but the people
so she's like, they really want.
They might not got $20 to get to you.
They really want a book, and I'm like, no. So 2021 came, and I said, okay, God, I'm not asking for anything this year. What do you want me to do? So the vision of this book came.
And give them more sauce. No, she's not gonna stop there. She's not gonna stop there. There's a little bit more sauce on there.
But see, this is the problem with the book. Because I kept saying, well, how are you gonna write this book? Because I'm a workaholic. I love to work.
Come on.
And if I'm in Dallas, that book wouldn't make it.
Right.
It wouldn't be here. Right. So I said, okay, I'm gonna have to go out of town. So Valentine's was coming up. So I flew myself to Cabo.
Right.
And
locked in.
Yeah. Sat by the beach and wrote that book.
I didn't.
Well, the lady that was actually writing the book for me, she just told me how many words to write per day.
Oh, she gave me a
and she says, come up with the chapters that you want to talk about that sticks out the most in your life. Right. And so I came up with that. And so I wrote that book, and then it was on a Saturday. I left on a Saturday, so I came back on Tuesday.
Right.
Well, Dallas had an ice storm.
And
I couldn't get back home.
Okay.
And so normally when I go out, I just go out of town. I just go to sleep and sit by the beach. That's all I do.
Okay.
And eat. So this trip.
When you can do it,
But
right?
this trip, I mean, God really wanted me to enjoy my vacation. And then I went and I rode ATVs down the beach, and I went shopping.
You literally
enjoyed life. Yeah, because I didn't get back to Dallas until like that Monday.
Well.
And so while I was there, I went shopping for properties.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up with the property in Cabo. I fell in love with it. What? So it's on VRBO and Airbnb,
Right.
and it stays booked.
Cool. Well, one day I'm gonna book it just so I can say I was there and I heard the story. Y'all going back and watch the interview, see this here. And what we're gonna do on camera right now, I'm her to sign this for her. Not that's because she took $20 in faith. You want the mark? You want the real deal. Okay, right. Yeah. It's silver like Cowboys. She loves Cowboys.
Oh, I love Cowboys.
Yeah, I listen very well. I digest very well. All right. If you don't mind, sign this for me. And the reason why I want you to sign, yes, but it's your story, your promise.
Well, it's more that's going to go with that book. That's just.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a movie written about you.
Version of the book. 'Cause I want people to read it.
I was seeing that when I was looking through. I was like, this is a short read. It's a short
read. So we're
read.
going to start out small because I know me. I want just get it done with.
Right.
So I'm working on the other part.
Right.
If I can stop working.
But
I need to just go to Cabo again and finish it.
Well, we all gonna go to Cabo. We're all gonna be
if you go to Cabo with me, then I'm not gonna finish it.
I'm gonna give you the sauce,
if
man.
you go to Cabo with me, we're gonna party, and then I'm not even gonna be able to.
But you might get mad at me because I'm a workhorse. I don't be talking to you. But let me say this: there's 3 words that I don't like. It's okay with you. I'll tell you those 3 words.
What is
If,
can't,
and try.
Yeah.
A person that tries to do it one time and they quit. A person that second guess everything they do. And a person that can't never get anything.
Right.
Can I sign this from Okay, here you go. Where you want to sign it?
Okay. What was your name again?
Inside. My first name is Jonathan, but Inside.
You really want me to sign with this?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. That's hard.